Today we're going to build a hard case for optics for a rifle scope. I got this little Nikon P223 rifle scope from my Daniel Defense, and I like it a lot, but don't use it all the time. Don't keep it on the rifle. A lot of times when I go to the range, I just want to smell powder and kill targets, and do that with iron sights. So what I'm going to do is build a hard case out of PVC pipe. Now this is thin wall sewer PVC pipe, and the reason I'm using that is, number one, it's enough. It doesn't have to be thick wall. It's cheaper, and the caps are much cheaper. This cap was $1 and some change, almost $2 versus $8 for a 4-inch cap if you go with regular wall PVC. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some foam that I pulled out of an old rotten life jacket, and some of my always growing collection of straps and hooks and things like that, and we're going to build a hard case. So let's do it. Now I've already cut my PVC pipe, and I just want to go backwards a minute and show you that you want to cut your PVC pipe so that your particular optics are going to fit fairly snug. All right, the tighter the better to a common sense degree. Don't need a lot of foam on there. That yellow is just where I used a yellow marker to mark it for cutting it. Not a lot of foam in there if it's fairly tight. You don't want the optics rattling around in there. Now I'm also going to be cushioning the ends, but we'll get to that part. Right now I just want to make sure everything's going to fit before I start going any farther. And as you saw, they did. Now I've decided to PVC glue the bottom of the case, but the top is just going to open up just like that. I'm not going to spend the money on a screw top or anything like that. The way I'm going to secure it for travel is I found a strap. As a matter of fact, I found a strap out of my bag of excess straps that fits almost perfect. And what I'll do is I'll secure this strap in such a way it'll be secured right there where you see my fingers, and that's how I'll open it. And that strap will not only serve to secure the top, but it'll be a way to fashioning this case to say my gun bag for the MOLLE straps or whatever. All right. Now you saw the foam that I'm using for the sides. I'm using the same foam for the insides. And like I said, I got this foam out of an old life jacket. I live on the water. We've got lots of life jackets, and every now and then you need to go through them. The fabric can get kind of rotten, weak, usually from UV, and you need to replace them. Well, when you do, this foam hasn't broken down because it's been inside, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Now if you don't have that, fine, go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, something like that. Anyway, to make the foam inserts, nothing hard to figure out. I just drew an outer diameter circle, and then I cut. And I cut just on the inside of the circle because obviously we've got to fill the inner diameter. But even if it's a little big like that one is, it'll be okay because it's going to press down, and it'll just help to cover the interior with foam. I've got 2 layers here on each end. That seems like that's going to be plenty. All right, I just did another fit check with the actual optics. Everything was great, nice and tight, but not too tight. So what I've done is I've taken the inner cushion, the sleeve. I've taken the foam out of the bottom, and I've actually taken the entire top and put it aside. There's no work to be done to them right now. They're in the way. So I've taken the rest of it, and I've got to do some drilling because I'm going to use these small nuts and bolts to secure the webbing to the sides and to the bottom. Alright, now we have drilled the holes for all the screws. Holes here, holes on the other side. And we've also used some goof off type stuff and to get off any kind of adhesive left over from the price tags, and then cleaned it with some alcohol. So now we're ready to paint it, and using some spray paint that's made for plastic, and I'm going to paint a kind of a light OD green. Alright, that'll take a while. Alright, here we are. We've got the bottom end cap on. We've got the screw coming through. This is the screw that'll hold the strap securely on the bottom. We've got the screw holes already drilled for the sides screws that'll hold the cap. Now, you see how much of this is sticking out. First of all, we made sure that we run our screws from the inside out. I don't know if you can see that. So that we don't have any rough edges or sharp edges that are going to pierce through the padding and hit our optics. The whole point of this is to protect our optics. Now when I get through here, I'll have a washer, a strap, another washer, and then I'll have the nut. When I get done with that, I'll probably grind down or file down what's left of the bolt so we don't have too much sticking out. But the whole point is to protect what's inside, not so much what's outside. So I'm willing to settle with a nut and bolt sticking out a little bit. But when we get done, I don't think it's going to be very, very pronounced. Alright, now we're to the point of taking our strap and securing it, running our nuts and bolts out the sides. Now the reason we did the bottom one first is because I wanted to make sure if I couldn't reach it real well that I had everything secure. I'm not real concerned about having to reach down into the sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the strap on and get it secured. Alright, we have the strap attached to the bottom. We've tightened that up with a little socket wrench and screwdriver. But I've run into a problem that I want to share. Well, I want to share the solution. And the problem was how to find the place to put the hole in the webbing that'll match up to the pre-drilled hole in the case. And this is what I've come up with. I've taken my old crimpers from my EOD days, and I'm using them, and I'm eyeing the place to punch a hole. I'm getting that punched. Then I'm going to come back with my soldering iron and go into the pre-punched hole to give it a good, nice, clean cauterization. And I think that's going to work. Let's give it a try. Okay, we're about finished. We have ground down the bolts, used a file on them, smooth them off, put the foam back in we had taken out to give ourselves room to work, and we're done. We have the foam in that in. The optics in, press it down, snap or snap. If you've got any extra play, I've got a place to pull it there. And that's it. I've got two hand holes. They're pretty tight, so that, like I said earlier, I can attach them if I need to molly gear. But that's it. There's all kind of other things you could do to it, obviously, but the main thing is that my optics are secure, fairly bump proof. I'm not going to be throwing them in the back of the truck, but I feel good about them riding and going in my gear bag like this. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you do something like that.